We talked about Sydney Sweeney the other day with her Hollywood sign bra stunt that she did. And I'd said right away, it feels like just a complete and total marketing ploy. Obviously, that's what it was. And in fact, it worked very, very well because Sydney Sweeney launched her new lingerie brand. I got to be honest, I don't know if you call it CERN. I don't know if it's SYRN. I don't really know, and does it really matter? But it sold out after the viral stunts, after putting bras on the Hollywood sign, sneaking up to the Hollywood sign while filming it and recording it. It worked pretty well because her new lingerie sign or her new lingerie brand sold out very quickly. And as part of this, she did an interview with Cosmopolitan where she talked about a lot of things, including her lingerie line, blah, blah, blah. And of course, they couldn't help but bring up the thing that everybody desperately needs to know from a woman in her 20s who's an actress who sells her body for sex, basically, you know, all these things. What we desperately need to know from Sydney Sweeney, who does she vote for and what are her politics? I'm not sure why everyone's so obsessed with it, but once again, that was a part of the conversation. And once again, Sydney Sweeney is refusing to talk about her politics. Sydney Sweeney says, I'm not here to speak on politics. I'm in the arts. That's not an area I've ever imagined getting into. And really, all of this started, Jay, we know this with the American Eagle ad, with a very simple ad that was Sydney Sweeney in jeans, the tagline being Sydney Sweeney has great genes. I know, shockingly, a play on words talking about a hot woman in jeans. I understand that a lot of fucking retards could misinterpret things. However, the backlash to this, it wasn't controversial at all. Maybe like 3% of people in the world actually had a problem with this or thought it was promoting Nazi propaganda. Maybe 3% is even too generous. But it was a loud, vocal minority of freaks and weirdos that were trying to claim that she's pushing Nazi propaganda
and fat.
Sydney Sweeney has great genes. And I think it was right to not apologize, not do anything. I think she misstepped a little bit when she put out kind of a clarification that's like, hey, my silence has divided things. Just so you know, people are assigning things to me that I don't believe. I believe in love and I don't believe in hate. And I think everyone should get along about the most common thing anyone could say without actually revealing anything about their politics. But people won't stop asking her, and they're never going to stop asking her. I mean,
do you think that's why, like, she made that one statement? Because it doesn't matter what she's there to promote. Like you said, they just constantly, they just, every question is, tell me if you're MAGA. Basically, that's all they're asking. Tell us if you're MAGA. Tell us if you voted for Trump. Tell us if you voted for Trump. Tell us if you voted for Trump. And then they try to spin the question in little ways here and there. You know, it's like, well, I see you're opening like lingerie. Is that because you're conservative Trump support? Like, it's just so dumb. Like how they try to get her to like at least say it. I just think they just won't stop. And so she finally just is trying to say something to be like, can y'all just shut up for a moment here and just look at my boobs?
Yeah.
They're really that hard?
The reason everyone's on it is because I think it's two reasons. One, because it is the common thing. It is the standard for fucking Hollywood celebrities, for actors, actresses to be very outspoken about their political beliefs nowadays. That is the norm. And she's not doing that. The second reason I do think that a lot of people on the right, because Sydney Sweeney isn't vocally espousing left-wing talking points necessarily, or like saying like, fuck Trump, blah, 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 because that's the case, they have what I believe incorrectly assumed that she's just full-throated, super right-wing, conservative, full MAGA, like whatever you want to describe that as. They think that she agrees with them. I've always said, and I've consistently said that for the year or whatever that this controversy has been going on, if you think that a 27-year-old female in Hollywood believes all of the things that you do, and you like have this in your head, you're probably setting yourself up to be disappointed, like in all likelihood. So I think it's multitude. I think a lot of people have tried to assign that to her on both sides. I think there's right-wing people that have tried to assign her that. I think there's left-wing people that have tried to assign her that. And there's just the reality that not a lot of people take this tact anymore. And I think everyone in Hollywood should be saying this. Hey, I'm here to make movies. I'm here to entertain people. Maybe I'm here to launch my lingerie brand. I'm not here to talk politics. Why should she? I don't think Sydney Sweeney's here's the vibe. I don't get the vibe that she's super in touch with, I don't know, the geopolitical landscape. I don't get it, the idea that she's maybe the most like intellectual person who should be, putting out all of her thoughts about where we stand in this country politically. Maybe just be appearing in movies. Maybe she should just be, I don't know, putting her tits out there. Maybe that's kind of what she feels her gifts are, and it's probably true.
Unfortunately, there are people in this world that if Taylor Swift says vote this way, they'll just be like, of course I will. Whatever you say, I'm going to vote your way. I'm a Swiftie for life. Just tell me. Tell me what I should do, Taylor Swift. Please, just tell me.
Not enough, apparently. This is the comment.
I'm just saying they're out there, though, man.
The White Lotus and Housemaid actress told Cosmo in a recent interview, or a recent cover story, she has no plans to become a voice on political issues despite public pressure to do so. I'm in the arts. I'm not here to speak on politics. That's not an area I've ever imagined getting into. It's not why I became who I am. The 28-year-old star explained her passion in life solely in her craft. I became an actor because I like to tell stories. I don't believe, she told the magazine, while emphasizing her core values. So I think someone asked, well, what are your values if you're not going to talk about politics?
Well, they trying to spin it every which way.
Bro, I don't believe in hate in any form. I believe we should all love each other and have respect and understanding for one another. Sweeney acknowledged her refusal to engage politically has paradoxically made her more of a target. I've always been here just to make art. So this is just not a conversation I want to be at the forefront of. And I think because of that, people want to take it even further and use me as their own pawn, but it's somebody else assigning something to me, and I can't control that. And then there's even articles, because somebody asked her, what do you feel about the MAGA Barbie tagline? And she kind of responded the same way. It's like, I'm not putting my political viewpoints out. People are assigning things to me that I don't necessarily believe, but there's really nothing I can do about it. And, all I care about, I love people. I don't stand for hate. That's all that I am. To me, it would get fucking exhausting.
Yeah.
Trying to, I think, do the right and proper thing for these celebrities, which is not to put out their political opinions, while just constantly being rushed. It's never going to stop. It wouldn't matter if she came out and said every left-wing thing they wanted now. They would always and forever claim she's a racist, she's anti-Semitic, she's a Nazi. They would forever claim that. It's just the reality.
No, you're correct. It doesn't seem like those weirdos are hurting her business at all. If she's selling out lingerie,
look, I don't think too many of the people marching in the streets in Minneapolis, like that, the ugly lesbian who got shot and stuff, I don't think too many of them are going to be interested in Sydney Sweeney's lingerie. I'm just gonna be honest.
That's very true. It's very true. I'm just saying, there must not be that many hot people on the progressive left that are boycotting buying her underwear. So
apparently